Hi, welcome to another episode of Psoto Desperado plays Ark Survival Ascended, and I hope the sound comes out okay. It looks like it is recording. I'm trying to breed. These are the two last birds that I have to breed together. I got health, stamina, and food on that one, and I got weight and melee on this one. It's a male and a female. So if I'm real lucky, I'll get a bird with all 5 stats on there, but because oxygen doesn't matter to me, just those 5 stats. But this bird will not be like a perfect bird. It'll just be a sturdier bird. It's the best of all the birds I've gotten because I really don't want to tame any more birds. I never liked taming RGs too much. It's fun, but after a while it gets old and you just don't want to bother. You just want a fucking bird, So I got a guy's video lined up. It's a new guy. Lead Farmer 73. I may have been subscribed to him before. He looks familiar, but I honestly don't remember. Now this video is a whole hour and it's titled "They Will Not Make It If the Grid Goes Down." So it's kind of a survival thing, I guess. So let's see what this gentleman has to say.
I don't know if I'm live, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to go live. I don't know anything at this very moment. But I'm here. I hope I'm live. I've been trying to go live for the last couple of days. And not only is our electrical down, but so is our, I guess, cell phone towers in this area. I want everybody to hear it as soon as you come in this video. If you come in this video, I need you to listen real close. I'm going to be quiet. Because this is so startling to me. If you can hear this, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me and see me, give me 2 thumbs up. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me and see me, give me 2 thumbs up. First thing I want to do, I want to talk about something right this minute. I don't know what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for the confirmation. I'm glad you can hear me. I've been trying to do this for a couple of days. The storm hit us, and of course, we're nowhere close to as bad as everybody. Everybody in my house is cool. Everybody in my whole family is okay. My son is still at college. It didn't quite hit him. My daughter, my other son, they're fine. I just want to get this out of the way. This ain't going to be one of those long-winded conversations. Listen to this. Listen. Tell me what you hear. What do you hear? If you can hear me, tell me, what do you hear? Y'all really can't hear that? Thank you, Edie. You hear the buzzing. Everybody is just saying stuff for no reason. There is no way in hell you can't hear all these lawnmowers going. Lawnmowers. Everybody like birds, nature. Y'all just saying what I want you to say. I mean it. I mean, do you hear this bullshit? It's about 3 or 4 lawnmowers going. Not people cleaning up, like the crews cleaning up trees just falling down. I mean, literally, those are my neighbors on their MFing lawnmowers.
Jesus. That is pretty loud.
The reason I said I gotta try to go live, if this live wasn't gonna work, I was gonna record the video. This is what I want to tell y'all. There has been a life-altering hurricane that just came through my neighborhood, just came through America, basically. And these goofy mugs, this lets you know who you live by. This lets you know exactly who you live by. Here I am. Look, I can't even pick this up because here I am with a bunch of 5-gallon jugs of fuel. I'm about to put my solar panels back out because our power is still out. There is no internet, there is no power, and we're filtering the water because the water is coming out looking crazy. Listen to what I'm telling you right now. Pay attention to every time you have a national disaster, a natural disaster. Pay attention to it. And this is the reason why I'm telling you this. The only thing that these people can think about in an emergency situation, because their power is out too. They have no solar panels, they have nothing. At night, I can hear their gas generators running too. Nobody in this whole neighborhood. Now, there's a block up the street that for some reason their power is on. Nobody else in this whole neighborhood has power. Anybody that they see me all the time, they be watching me on this thing, ain't no power. All the gas stations was down in my area. If they didn't run out of fuel, they didn't have power. I was driving around the city yesterday, checking everything out. No gas stations had fuel. The only gas stations that had fuel did not have any power, so they couldn't pump the fuel. Get this. The people that's coming in thinking that sound is generators, those are people riding lawnmowers, push lawnmowers, weed whackers, leaf blowers, and hedge trimmers. You know why they're doing that? Because they don't know what else to do. And I wanted to bring up a good point, and I want to make sure that everybody understands me. In a grid down situation, you should not be cutting your freaking grass with the last fuel that you can find in a 10 to 20 mile radius. What the hell is wrong with you? What that tells me is you don't know what else to do right now. You can't sit still in your house. Whoever you live with, you might not be happy with them. You need to just get out and you need to be doing something. But there's nothing wrong with getting out and doing something, but getting out and doing something productive that's going to help y'all situation. Remember what I always tell y'all when I say go get gas and go make sure your fuel is topped up. I say go top up all your cars. I just said this the other day. Go top up all your vehicles. Make sure your tanks are full, and all your gas tanks, if you got spare gas tanks like this, go fill them up. Go fill up your lawnmowers, go fill up your mini bikes, go fill up your motorcycles. Anything that takes fuel, go fill it up. And here's the reason I say that. Is because if it all comes down to you, this is the last kind of fuel that you have, you need to be siphoning off of that ride lawnmower. These people's riding lawnmowers. A riding lawnmower has something like a 2.5 to 3 gallon tank on it, right? Why would you be wasting your fuel trying to keep your lawn looking pretty? You're trying to this is the mentality. This is the reason I'm in here, because I want to show you and let you listen to the mentality of people when the grid is down. I need you to listen. Listen. I'm not going to show their houses and I'm not going to show them. But I've seen them all. I literally have about 5 neighbors right this minute going out cutting grass. They don't have chainsaws. Listen, everybody, trees is down and nobody got chainsaws. Nobody has chainsaws. And here's the thing, what I tell you, nobody is coming for you. If you looked at my Ring notifications from my Ring security, everybody is, our power is still out. It's going on 48 hours. Our power is still out. Our power is still out. All these people is doing is complaining over a Ring security system. They don't have no provisions on how to handle this situation at all. Now, the other side of this, I have panic, no lights, no water, no electricity, no nothing, no food. Everybody, I went into Walmart the other day. I go on Walmart trying to get a deal on some damn knives again. And everybody in there panicking, taking all the food, grocery carts filled to the top, because ain't nobody even got no food in their house. And now I wake up today again, and I'm glad they doing it again today. Everybody out here cutting their MF and grass. You mean to tell me that's all you can think of? This lets me know in a grid down situation that's going to last for any amount of time. This only been 2 or 3 days. These fools, these idiots, and I'm calling them idiots because you got to be out of your rabbit ass mind to be doing something like this. Wasting your last fuel on cutting your grass. You know what I'm doing? I'm about to go out here and collect all of the sticks and branches that broke down. I want to run in the house and show y'all. I keep a little chainsaw with me. I keep one with me. I got all kind of chainsaws of all shapes and sizes, and all of them are steel brand reliable. I even got a couple of Ryobis just because. And I'm telling you, because of situations like this, if you drive it in your car and you can get away and you can bug out, who says there ain't gonna be a tree in the street? How you gonna get around the tree? How you gonna cut that tree up so you can keep on going through the path? I keep a chainsaw. People think I'm crazy. And every blue moon I think I'm crazy. But then it's times like this to let me know ain't nothing wrong with me. Listen. That's crazy, son. That's crazy. I'm in here boiling water and getting a pot of coffee going for me and my wife so we can get through another day of this. And see, I can't even make it to the land because the roads was so jacked up. I was like, I'm not going to try to make it to the land because the roads are so jacked up. Listen to this.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you. I got a friend who told
it's so many of them going, it sounds like a helicopter. I want you to understand, those aren't wood chippers. Those aren't crews coming to clean up the fallen trees. The crews to come clean up the fallen trees haven't even been through this neighborhood. There has been no crews to I haven't even seen any a truck from the electric company at all. Like at all. No blinking lights, no let's go see what the problem is. I haven't even seen the truck to come, the inspector to come look at people's situation. Ain't nobody coming for you. And when people panic, they do dumb stuff like this. Cut the grass with their last surviving fuel. All the gas stations around here is either out of power or out of gas. They ain't gonna be getting no gas either. I should have took pictures. What I should have did a video. All of them say we out of gas on the doors, out of gas. Then they put the little yellow cover over top of every pump handle. No, what? I got 2 smart dual fuel gas generators that since while the storm was going, I couldn't really use my solar panel. So what I would do, I hooked my EcoFlow smart dual fuel generator up to my full house power grid, the EcoFlow Delta Ultra, and charge that mug up. And here's the other thing. Just because you can use if you have a whole house power system like an EcoFlow Ultra, an EcoFlow Delta Pro 3, an EcoFlow Delta, Anchor 3800, if you have some sort of full home power system that can power your entire house, should you do that? Absolutely not. You should not be washing clothes. You should not be cutting on your dishwasher. You should not be drying your clothes. You should not be running your hot water tank. No, even though you can, you shouldn't be wasting your power like that. I know this is sound crazy and I'm wagging my finger at folks, but I'm just saying, in a real true life grid down situation this very minute, look what we doing. These fools is cutting their freaking grass.
It's a nervous reaction.
That means
that's all that is.
Even if they're so uneducated on the situation and the matter, that means even if they had a gas generator, they would be washing clothes, they would be drying clothes, they would be running their dishwashers, they would be every light on in the house, they would be taking full lifelong showers. They would be wasting energy hand over fist just for this. Just to keep on trying to trick me into thinking that they're okay. Well, while me and Lady Led is sitting in here with two 12 GAs, if you know what I'm talking about. 12 Georgias, only if you know what I'm talking about. And some of them damn Glockwallers on our hip, even in pajamas. We sitting in here and we ain't running the whole house. We can if we need to. And in an emergency, we are not running our whole house. We're using the smaller solar power generators around the house just for a little bit of light. We sat there and we was reading. Why would you be wasting your resources like that? That got to be listen to me. If you don't know what you're doing, please study, please research. Because let me back up because I don't want to keep going too far. The things that I'm seeing and hearing my neighbors doing right now will turn your friends, your neighbors, into your enemies. Because while I'm sitting here trying to preserve and protect, they're being wasteful and like, the lights will be back on tomorrow, or the lights will be back on in a few hours. The lights will be back on in a minute. What you have there is people that throw caution to the wind, and they're waiting. They are waiting for somebody to come help them. They are waiting for. They don't believe shit stink. That's the best way I can say it. They are waiting on other people to come fix their situation. So in the meantime, while they're waiting on somebody else to come fix their situation, they throw caution to the wind and act like this is just a fluke and it'll be back. Even if it do.
Hi, we're Visible. If you're looking for one-line wireless plans without hidden fees and surprise...
You're not even practicing on if it don't. So before I go any further in my tirade rant here I'm glad y'all got a chance to catch that nonsense. And I hope I'm coming through clear. I hope I'm not because I don't have any internet at all. So, is everybody okay? Is everybody all right? I had to get that out of my system because I come downstairs and I hear everybody's lawnmower. I'm thinking, oh, the cleanup crews are here. Everybody okay? Give me 2 thumbs up. Give me 3 thumbs up if you okay. For everybody that's been trying to either email us or text us or call us, it been hit and miss. I can get some, but I can't get them all. Some of them keep coming through, and they're talking about something that happened the day before, like that text just got there. So what I'm thinking is, this is my first time ever being able to use my phone at all. So I haven't been on YouTube at all. Thank you, everybody. And look at here, my phone about to die. That's what that glitch was. My phone is telling me you got about 20% to say what you're gonna say. Cause I gotta go out here, I gotta go in here and plug it back up to one of the generators. Normally, you just plug that thing in on your nightstand at night. Now the birds. So everything here is still down. I just want to make sure everybody understood the mentality of grid down situation in a small, this ain't even a serious situation here in this neighborhood. Because I've seen parts of Georgia and parts of Florida and parts of North Carolina that are devastated, decimated. I've seen parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia that are literally have been blown away. I had one casualty, Rasputia, my Fuyu persimmon, the big one, loaded full of fruit. She bit the dust. The hurricane got her, snapped her in half like a toothpick. But this is just to let everybody know, if your head is not in the game in an emergency, you think you know what you're doing right now, but you don't. I'm going to even tell y'all this, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm so busy hooping and hollering on the doggone internet, telling people to get their lives together and get themselves straightened out and get ready for these storms. My EcoFlow Ultra was dead. I can't make that up. Lady Liz said after I got off the live the other night, she said, why you telling people they need to be getting their stuff together? You better go make sure our stuff is together. I'm like, baby, you know I'm good. You know we good. She said, at least go check. I said, baby, we good. EcoFlow Ultra, when the power went out, I got on my app, went to switch the house on so I can start picking and choosing which fuses I want on. It said the Ultra was 0. I go in the garage, look, it's at 0. So now, I puckered in a little bit, like, okay, what's my next move? Next move is, in the middle of the night, go out here, grab the smart dual fuel generator, plug it up, get the doggone, I want the EcoFlow Ultra powered first. Power that up. Go get all of the EcoFlow devices you have and put them in every room for everything we need. I'm going to tell you another one, y'all. If you got those motion detector lights that's supposed to go on the outside of your shed and stuff like that you can buy from Harbor Freight, they cost like $5 or something like that. I put them in every bathroom. So when we have to go into the bathroom, as soon as it come on, the bathroom is full of light. Matter of fact, they're in the front of the house right now charging. If you have any of those lawn stake lights that you can get from anywhere like the dollar store, bring them in the house. Put them outside in the daytime, bring them in the house at night, so you will have lights around your house. That way, if you talking about I don't have money for a solar power generator, you do have lights. Because you can go to the dollar store and those things cost $2 for $1 or $1 each for those. Right now, I think they got a whole bunch of like Halloween type stuff everywhere. Use that stuff. You don't got to celebrate the day to be able to use the equipment. Okay? Go grab those lawn stake lights, the little solar lights. Bring them in the house at night. So you can see what you're doing. If you don't have any propane, listen, if the internet holds up, I am literally about to show y'all how to refill these propane tanks, because all my propane tanks, the little ones, is at Freedom Acres. I got a few here, but they're not full, because I figured I got big tanks here. I got 20-pound tanks, and I got some 30-pound tanks here. So if the internet allows it, I'm going to show y'all how to refill those little tanks. I'm going to show y'all everything that I do. But for the most part, You cannot have enough propane. You cannot have enough gasoline. You cannot have enough solar power. And as a matter of fact, I got my pajamas on, but I think what I'm about to do, I'm about to hurry up and get these solar panels put out for the day so I can start taking up some of this power. Y'all want to go with me real? No, y'all can't see that. I don't want y'all seeing that. But I'm about to put these solar panels out here in the yard and bring one of the generators, run the cord, and start charging stuff up in here. All right? If you can, and the weather allows it and your surroundings allow it, always try to use your solar as much as possible. Refill all of your stuff with solar before you start using your stuff like propane, gasoline, natural gas, because that stuff, you don't know when that's going to stop. Solar is going to keep coming. So prioritize your stuff with solar first, and then you prioritize everything on the weather conditions. Sit there and realize, okay, if it's going to be cloudy in about 5 hours, go ahead and start plugging stuff up to gas generators and getting them charged fully. So that way, and running that solar. So you bringing in solar power and gas generator power. So you can get everything topped up every single day. When I'm on Freedom Acres, this is what I do every day. You get your butt up, you start a fire, and then you start setting your solar panels up and getting everything charged back up. You go and get rid of your waste, clean everything out, filter your water, and get your day started. This is what I do on Freedom Acres because it's off grid. This is every day. So being here is no big deal. I've been through this before. I've been through this before in this house, but this one has to be one of the dumbest situations I have ever seen, where everybody is cutting their grass. I don't understand it to save my life. Do I have any questions? Any questions? I know I just had a glitch. How you doing, Betty? Thank you, MGI Design. My figs are doing fine. They made it through the storm. I got 3 more coming off probably next week. C. Francis, the 5-gallon bucket challenge came in handy when my part of the city is in St. Pete, Florida, had to cut off the water treatment plant for 24 hours. You truly are a watchman. Thank you so much, C. Francis, and I'm glad it worked out for you. Say smart to have those lights outside. Yes, go get those lights and bring them inside at night. Let them stay outside all day. Glad you made it through the storm. Where am I from? I'm from everywhere. Off-grid trucker, what's going on, my brother? How you doing? Did you make it through? Soil sister, how's the flooding? Horrible. Yesterday, let me think. The day before yesterday, when I did the live stream, everything was flooded. The roads was flooded, and there was places you couldn't go. I live on the lake. The lake flooded and came all the way up to Rasputia, the Fuyu Cemetery. The flooding was ridiculous. And here's another thing too. Wait a minute. Let me see. You can hear somebody in the background cutting grass. No chainsaws. Is everybody okay, or do you have any questions about the hurricane or emergency situations? I'm not really talking about no doggone gardening right now. It's the last thing on my mind, okay? And I don't want to give you no bad information because I'm not. My head ain't in the game. How you doing, Peacock? Hey, he carried me through. You say you just got the EcoFlow River 3, powered it up, and with my order EcoFlow last night, gotta stay ready. Amen. Good for you. Jane says, I'd be out there with a chainsaw cutting wood so I can stockpile it for the winter. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on a minute. Okay, any tips for those who never use propane? Angie. Everybody keeps saying, yeah, Angie. Hey, Crafty Mom, y'all good? When you say, are there any tips for people that have never used propane? Tips like what? Because that's so wide range. I don't want to answer you and tell you something, that information that you don't need. Tips like what? Like how to handle the tank, where to store the tank, blah, blah, blah. Do me a favor. The real book said, packing our bug out bags this weekend. There you go. Guess what she meant was safety tips. See, I don't want to go guessing. See, we guessing. Because I'll be here all day guessing. I need to know exactly what we're talking about. And the best thing to do is, if you need to know how to handle propane tanks, please Google it. It even have instructions on each and every tank that you purchase, or if you got the trade-ins, read that. That's important. Just don't go be getting any old information all willy-nilly off of the internet. Google it. You probably got what I got, the Blue Flame or the Flame King. Go to their website and read the instructions on how to handle it. What questions have you asked, JL? I have propane gas range that I use regular basis in my home. I live in Park Country where electricity, okay. Good, Crafty Mom, good. No property damage. How long can you store propane? Indefinitely. It is not going to degrade. Thank you, Happy Healthy Micro Homestead. Recommendations for solar generator. I don't know your situation. I could give you that's like you saying, give me a suggestion for your clothes. I don't know what size you wear. I don't know how you're shaped. I don't know how you're built. I don't know how much you weigh. For me to tell you what you need to look into when it comes to purchasing solar power generators, that stuff is serious. You need to know how much power do you use? What do you need it for? Where do you plan on putting it? How much solar power are you trying to have? Are you trying to power your whole home, or are you just trying to have a solar power generator just for your lights and stuff? All of those questions need to be answered. Can you post the generators you are referring to? You talking about the ones that I'm talking about I'm using right now? Go to my EcoFlow playlist, and they are all there, and they are on sale. And if you use my discount code, you gon' I just did an EcoFlow video the other day. Yes. Go to my EcoFlow playlist or my off-grid, what's the other one called? Product review playlist. How can you store gas if living in an apartment situation? What do you need gas for if you live inside of an apartment? That's my question to you. What do you need gasoline for living inside of an apartment? I just want to know. Led, I ordered 100 of those washcloths yesterday. Love it. Good, good.
Does your internet bill keep getting higher? That's because promo pricing is full of surprises. At Google Fiber, there's no install fees, no nonsense. It's the same price every month. Visit fiber.google.com.
Just two. I'm looking for the person is asking me about storing gas in an apartment. Can EcoFlow River 3 be a daisy chain to another River 3? Yes. In some facts, in some ways, yes. Everybody is not thinking about preparedness. Share info, comments with people who don't have time to research and may be in a crisis right now. Well, here's the problem with that, rich kid. I can't share all the information because I've been sharing survival situation information for 4 solid years. No, going on 5 years. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the internet is for everybody. They don't have to just watch me. And number three, it's 568 people in here, and I cannot answer. If each person had 10 questions, you do the math. I can't answer that. I'm not God. It's up to you and have your discernment to be doing what you know you should be doing. So I understand a crisis situation, but the questions that I'm hearing right now are not emergency crisis questions. They're asking me questions that, what should they purchase right now? Those aren't crisis situations. When you are prepared, storms hit different. So satisfied being able to ride stuff out like a boss. Right. Please speak on washcloths that someone said in order. I just said it in okay, go to my video. It's called it's about the Scrubs body washes. Go to my video. Matter of fact, the video is kind of viral right now, so you should go see it. Can the Bluetti AC200P be connected to another solar generator? Yes. In certain ways, yes. Thank you so much. He carried me through. Let me see. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to use your first before you be safe. First and foremost, use your head. Use your head. Hey, Grown with Hudson, please use your head. Because if you ain't using your head, you can't be safe. So I can't put one in front of the other. Use your freaking head. From this point forward, everybody that's watching me, I don't even know what to say. Everybody watching me, you gotta start thinking. Okay. You gotta come away from these foolish ways we've been taught. Okay, I ain't going yet, yo. I ain't leaving. I'm gonna go ahead and say what I need to say. We've been trained to be dependent. We've been trained to be dependent on mankind. We have not been trained to depend on God at all, because you can clearly hear that in the distance. You can clearly hear that in the questions that's being asked right now. We are totally 100% a slave dependent to mankind and mankind's ways, mankind's laws, and mankind's systems. We do not give the Father praise anymore and depend on him anymore. It's clear and evident. Because a lot of folks don't ever think that they're going to be in a boat with no paddle situation. And here we are. Don't nobody care about using their brain anymore because they so dependent on computers and AI doing it for them. They don't want to do math anymore because they know if they just yell out the equation, Siri or something is going to do the equation for you. Let me tell you something. 3 days without your cell phone will drive the normal person rabbit crazy. Because we're so used to scrolling, looking for anything else to sop up.
I applied to over 200 tech jobs and
whether it's nonsense or not. Nobody wants to think about it. Nobody wants to use their own mind. It reminds me of this. You know how somebody want to go see, hey, I really want to go talk to that girl. Hey, man, go talk to her for me, man. Go talk to that girl for me, bro. Go tell her, man. Go tell her I want to buy her a drink. Go do it your damn self. Because if your homeboy go over there and talk to this girl for you, he is going to be the one that's going to end up with the number. And that's how we do everything in life. We so dependent on somebody else to do something for us, to make a way for us, that they'll end up being the person with the blessing. You know, hey, man, hey, go holler at her for me, dog. Thanks, off-grid trucker, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Go holler at her for me, man. Tell her to come over here. Your homeboy going to end up with the girl. It's no different in this right here in life. You waiting on the police right now. You waiting on the fire crew. You waiting on the doggone repair crew. You waiting on the electrical company. You waiting on the power company. You waiting on the water company. You wait on the gas company to come and help you. You waiting on an ambulance to come to your house. You know something I didn't hear much of over this last few days? Sirens. Thank you, Keisha Willis. Thank you, my sister. So thanks, Led, for all you and Lady Led do. Thank you. Let me tell you something. Over this good 3 days, and I'm surprised to say, hey, TLC in the garden, I didn't hear any sirens. Think about that for a minute. Why? Because they don't need no sirens if all of the ambulance and all of the fire trucks and all of the police is there directing traffic. And here's another thing. The reason I wanted to go live the other day during the storm, because I wanted to warn people.
I'm muted.
Like, listen, be careful when you go outside. Be careful with whatever you do on the outskirts. And this is why. Because this is the perfect time for criminals. Criminals and crooks and freaks and predators know that the reaction time of the police is very slim to none during these times. This is the time to do crime. This is the time to attack people. This is the time to scam people, because they know even if you call the police may not be there in the next 2 or 3 hours, if at all. I need you to understand where we living right now. This is how we're living. That you're so dependent on this system. You think this system is endless. You think this system can give you anything. You think this system is bottomless and you could just reach in and pull out a police, reach in and pull out a fire sheriff. Like I said, we put too much dependence on man's system, man's laws. The only thing that's everlasting and ever given is the power and the grace of God. We forgot about that. We so busy worrying about and waiting on other people. The whole story of Noah. Let's say something now. The whole story about Noah. They gave this man a whole story, okay? They gave this man a whole story. Why? Because one of the most important things, according to God, not me, not man, one of his most important things, you know what? I'm surprised it wasn't in one of the commandments about preparation.
Check this out. State Farm was charging me $179 for auto insurance per month. No.
About preparation. And no matter what nobody's saying, your family members think you crazy. Your family members think you're nuts. Your family members think you're a hoarder. Your family members think you're slowly losing your mind because you're preparing for them not to flood out in this world. And even though even Noah was kind of like, man, I don't know about this. This is a little crazy. He kept building. He kept on building. He kept on building. He slowly stopped caring about what anybody thought about him building this gigantic boat in the middle of nowhere for absolutely nothing. Remember that. At first he was worried. He was kind of like, man, I don't know this. Let me make sure I'm listening to God telling me to do this. I don't, Even he stopped caring, to the point even he started trying to sound the alarm like, look, y'all better get ready. Y'all better prepare. Hey, everybody, you better get ready. You better prepare. Hey, prepare for what? The rain. The what? Man, shut up. Listen. While I'm on this thing, listen. While I'm on this thing talking about preparation, I hear leaf blowers. People are more worried about how they look to other people than doing what they supposed to be doing. People are more worried about how they look to the rest of the neighborhood than being out here doing what they supposed to be doing. I see them throwing little sticks and twigs away. I would be burning that because ain't no fuel, ain't nobody got no gas, ain't nobody got no electricity. You better save that, go throw it in your barbecue grill and use that to cook your next meal. That's what I'm going to do. I'm about to go out there with my wagon, collect all these twigs, and put them in this fire pit. Ain't nobody preparing for anything. Everybody's so busy dancing and learning the new tic-tac dance and new tic-tac craze. Look, just like Noah, everybody was so busy partying and kicking it. And Noah like, y'all better come on, y'all better straighten up. Everybody was so busy having so much fun and like, he's crazy. Listen, look at these neighbors, listening to them, listen. They're so worried about vanity that they're not doing anything that they're supposed to be doing. They're worrying about winning the lawn care contest in the neighborhood. They're not worried about, I better conserve this fuel just in case I need. Half of them ain't got no gas generators. None of them got solar. Hey, Can I tell you this? I'm gonna tell you. Come here before I go. I'm gonna tell you the secret. Listen. My neighbor over here had a whole bunch of them solar panels put on top of his roof last year. I need y'all to listen close. He put a whole bunch of them solar panels on top of his roof last year. He didn't have power either. The one that told me about them tomatoes, he didn't have power either. You don't want to know why? Because when y'all buy those solar panels from these companies, those solar panel companies, I ain't gonna name none of the companies. And they say, yeah, your savings are gonna be 95%, and you're actually gonna get a check in the mail. What they don't tell you is, number one, they should be paying you to put this stuff on your house. Somebody finally having a cleanup crew, finally. But listen to this. Because those companies, they have to tie into the main grid that everybody else is tied into. So when the grid goes down, so does your grid. Your solar panels mean nothing on your house when you go with one of those companies, because they tie your stuff into the grid. Everybody that has those solar panels put on top of their house from these companies, you don't know what you're doing. You're ruining two things. You're ruining your roof. You're making it more expensive to replace your roof. And you don't even ask or know that they are literally tied into the grid. So when the grid is down, so are you, even though you might have 50 solar panels on top of your house. Here's a question that if you get in this situation and you want to hear one of these solar companies inside of Home Depot or something, would you like to have some solar put on your house? Little or nothing. We'll do it for free. Ask them, how many watt hours storage do I have at my house? How much battery backup do I have at my location, at my house? You know what they're going to tell you? Oh, no, none. We don't give you batteries that store power. That's what's supposed to run your house during a power outage. Your backup power is your battery storage. That is your watt hours. Again, I'm going to explain this. Your watt hours are like your fuel tank. Your watt hours is your fuel tank, like on a car. How big your tank is depends on everything. Listen close. If you have a 30-gallon tank on your car, you can hold 30 gallons of gas, right? So you know, depending on the gas mileage on your vehicle and your engine, that's how far you can get. Same thing when it comes to watt hours. Watt hours is the fuel tank. Okay? The battery is the fuel tank. The watt hours is the fuel. The bigger battery you have, the more watt hours you have, the more fuel you got, the more you can power, depending on what you're using, depending on how hard you're hitting the gas pedal, right? Same exact thing. They don't give you a tank. They don't give you batteries to put under your house or somewhere safe so you will have backup power. They send all the power that they collect off of your solar panels to the same wires and grid that you had before you had their solar panels. This is what they do. They put as many panels on top of your house as they possibly can. You only need a few of them. You don't need that many. They want to fit as many panels on top of your house as they can. So what they do is all the surplus sun coming off, they funnel that back to their corporation, and then they sell that free energy to me. What they are, you can almost call them sharecroppers. They got you doing all the work. They're doing nothing, and you giving them a little incentive. That's what this is. That's how this works. They tell you you're saving money on your normal bill. Say your normal light bill is about $300, $400, okay? They're going to say, we're going to break that down all the way down to only $150 or $100. They shouldn't owe you. You shouldn't owe them anything. They should be paying you. So the power that they're using off your solar panels to power your house, for some reason you still owe money. That's ridiculous. The rest of the surplus energy goes back to them, and they use that surplus energy to sell it to me. So the power that I use in my house, I might be using his solar power. And the only person getting paid for it is that solar power company. That's how this works. So this is why I be trying to push all these different your personal solar power situations on people. The reason I do this is because I want you to be in control of your own power. Because guess who I owe right now? Nobody. I don't owe anything. I don't owe nobody. Everything right now is running off of solar. Either solar or gasoline or propane that I purchase. I know where my coins are going. Anything surplus is not being used. It's being stored. Any surplus is being stored. It's not being given away and sold to somebody else. That's how this works. I just wanted y'all to know that, okay? So please invest in some solar power generators, invest in some lithium ion batteries, invest in some propane tanks, some gas generators. I'm going to be having another live stream, and it's just going to be Q&A about power. I was going to do a live stream the other day, and I had it all set up to water purification, but right now we literally are just going to talk about power, because it sounds like there's a lot of people that need to know. And yes, I will be answering the crazy questions too. Like the person that said how do they store gasoline if they live in an apartment? I'm going to answer that. I'm going to play with you. I'm going to answer it. Don't do that. It's dangerous. I don't know why I have to tell you that. Gasoline inside of an apartment is dangerous. I don't know why I gotta tell people that. But again, that is the world that we live in today. That's the world that we live in today. As crazy as that question sounds to most of us, believe it, somebody really don't know. Somebody really think that that's actually a good question. That's the world we live in right now. Everybody is in trouble because nobody has discernment anymore. Nobody ever, let me sleep on that. That whole phrase, you don't hear that no more. Let me sleep on it, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow. You don't even hear that phrase said anymore, because everybody so quick to jump on whatever they hear. All right, I'm gonna get off of here because I know good and well this phone about to cut off. I gotta go get stuff charged up, get my solar panels out, and get the gas generators going. So I'm about to be running gas, solar. I gotta pick up these twigs, clean up this mess, and y'all gonna be seeing me cook on this doggone fire pit in a minute. All right, with that being said, everybody, I love you. Be safe. Look after other ones. Go call everybody you can possibly call and make sure they're safe too. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section below, and I'll do whatever I can to help you, okay? Even the crazy question. But please, let's put a pause on the gardening questions right now, because that is not a priority at this moment, all right? Just for now. Live Farmer 73. I love you, and I'm out. Peace.
Well, I have a jackery, but I live in an apartment. So I could get a couple of solar panels, put them on the balcony to recharge the jackery. Oh. That was heavy. But, you know, it may not be worth my time. You know, I still have electricity. I still can wall charge. The thing is, if the electricity goes out, I think the cell phones will go out because the towers won't have power. Cell phones only work if the towers have power. And who are you going to call when the shit hits the fan? The fucking police? Who are you going to call? What are you going to do? Go on the internet that doesn't have any power? You know what I mean? I just, you know, a lot of things in this world that people do don't make sense. I kept a Jackery after I was homeless for that time because I know I can get a couple of USB fans and try to use that to cool or heat that little area in the back of my SUV. But that's the only reason I have it. You know, if the grid goes down and hard power goes down, let's say terrorist attacks or some shit happens, right, that we can't predict. Well, I mean, America doesn't have a backup plan. America's, you know, unless you want to go live in FEMA camps, but even FEMA camps are connected to shore power. Even FEMA camps, they just got a bunch of, you know, well, put this in here. You know, they're connected to the grid, as he says. You're not gonna have any options in a situation like that. You're just not going to. That's what I don't understand why. I mean, he wants you to put solar. What he's talking about is like an independent solar. And you can't put like an independent solar on there that goes ahead and, you know, it's a standalone battery that gets charged by the sun that you can tap into. They have power stations. At least that's what they're calling them nowadays. Oops, let me put this back in here. They have power stations that will allow you to charge up and save power, but it's nothing more than that. Like the Jackery, it's just a giant lithium battery, and you charge it. They have some pretty good big ones too, but you know, that's it. That's all that is. It's just a giant battery. There's no guarantee you'll even live long enough to use the fucking thing. If criminals go around doing what criminals do, I mean, they're gonna bust down the door and take your shit. You'd be better off with some self-defense and just a little bit of battery power. Like, I have enough battery power to run a phone, but one time there was some people that they found a file that had several books on how to do things. And it was a PDF file that had a certain size to it. And it was just big enough to fit on their phone. And they can open up the file on their phone and like a reference book. And so all they would have to do is make sure the phone stayed charged. And so they would have a reference book on how to do things. But that's all that is, you know. It's not anything fantastic. It's just a reference book. But you could just easily have a physical reference book. But they wanted all this survival information on one file, which I don't know. I don't remember where it was. It was a free download that they got from somewhere. And it's real cool. It's like having a really good book on PDF. But, I mean, you're not going to want anything that has to do with batteries. If shit hits the fan, you don't want anything to do with batteries if you don't have to. You know? You want as much natural resource as possible. You want firewood, like you said, more than gasoline, because gasoline has to be processed. It's not natural. Propane isn't natural. You can't do anything. It has to be processed. His propane, his gas, and all the shit he's got stored up is eventually going to go away. The solar will stay, and you can give yourself a solar option. I wanted to do a full electrical build that's stealth and just has like the bare minimum to cook with, like one inductive stove, or not? Yeah, one inductive, skillet heater thing, and also one water bottle to heat up water for coffee. Not necessarily a coffee maker, but instant coffee maybe. So you don't have to worry about all the other stuff, storing stuff and throwing the grains away, because instant coffee is ground really well. That's what I wanted, but that's for survival purposes in an urban environment. He's over there in the suburbs, and he has a little bit more options than I do. The only thing he has to worry about is knowing where all the water sources are and how to get to those water sources so he doesn't run out of water, because water will go. If water goes, you'll dehydrate quick, like within days. You can only go so long without water. So that's why you have to know where your rivers and your streams and your wells are, and any water tap that may still be working, where they have those big water storage things. It's important to know that, So anyway, yeah, I mean, he's just trying to get people to think, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's research online. You can listen to people that know how to do survival. There's urban survival. There's forest survival. Just learning how to start a fucking fire was a bitch. And I could probably do it now that I know what I did wrong. But I'd still rather have my magnifying glass with me, because my magnifying glass with the sun will do it really quickly. And I don't have to be there with the fucking wood back and forth like an idiot. I could just go ahead and get the magnifying glass and blow on it. It'll start to smoke, and you just keep blowing on it and blowing on it. Eventually, it'll catch fire with the magnifying glass. That's the one thing I didn't do right. I didn't blow on it. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to that gentleman. Once again, let me show you what the thing was. It's Lead Farmer 73. I'll go ahead and subscribe to the gentleman. That way he's got something. I just wish it wasn't so long, but that's fine. We all got our thing, right? All right. So I got to go feed the babies. And you all have a good night. Bye-bye. Or a good day. Bye-bye.